So, bit of a weird news item that came up. Weird, or at least to me, very unexpected. So apparently, uh, James Gunn is already working on kind of a spin-off TV series for one of the many characters in the Suicide Squad movie. I can talk. It's fine. That is getting set up and actually has already been picked up for HBO Max. So, reminder, James Gunn's follow-up to Suicide Squad called The Suicide Squad, and is probably half serving as a soft reboot of the entire concept, but is still technically in continuity with it, has a massive cast. There was a big sort of roll call style trailer in quotes. There wasn't really much in the way of footage, but still images to show how massive the cast of characters in this thing is. One of them is a character named Peacemaker, played by John Cena. And evidently, he's going to get his own limited series on HBO Max. Like, not even negotiations. This is locked in. I'm actually going to read a couple of snippets from the article on Variety, which was how I found about this. Thank you, Carolyn, for bringing it to my attention. So, HBO Max has given a straight-to-series order for Peacemaker, a spinoff for the upcoming Suicide Squad film. John Cena will play the title role, reprising his role from the film. The film's writer and director, James Gunn, will write the series, direct multiple episodes, including the pilot. HBO Max has ordered 8 episodes of the show, based on the DC character, which is described as an action-adventure comedy, which makes sense given what Gunn tends to do and what most of us were presuming to be the vibe and tone of the new Suicide Squad movie. The exact plot of the series is being kept under wraps, but it is said it will explore the origins of Peacemaker. And now, that is kind of important because one should not take this spinoff as evidence that John Cena's character is going to survive through the Suicide Squad movie. Like, there's so many characters in this upcoming movie, guaranteed a lot of them are going to die. And don't assume, oh, well, he got his own show. Well, if the show's exploring the origins, that doesn't mean he lives through the film. It goes on a little bit more. Peacekeeper, who's a character I don't know much about. A man who believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he has to kill to get it. Oh boy. Production is slated to begin in early 2021, prior to Gunn starting work on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Suicide Squad is set to release in August 6th of 2021. So that means he will actually start, it's locked in, and he will start work on this before that movie comes out. And Gunn's own comments on it: Peacemaker is an opportunity to delve into current world issues through the lens of this superhero slash supervillain slash the world's biggest douchebag. I'm excited to expand the Suicide Squad and bring his character from the DC film universe to the full breadth of a series. And of course, to be able to work again with John, Peter, and my friends at Warner Brothers is icing on the cake. So, that all sounds good. Why am I kind of nervous? Well, so there's a couple of things. First of all, what James Gunn says he wants to do with it, I'm intrigued to see. It sounds a little bit like he's going to kind of delve back into what he did with his film Super, if you've never seen that. It's an interesting film that doesn't quite pull together. It's got some neat core ideas, but it's not quite focused properly. But with it, he did kind of explore the idea of the power fantasy of being a superhero and how that's not necessarily a good thing. And I feel like he's going to dip back into that a little bit. And a character like Peacemaker, at least as he's described here, will be very good for that. So it's a director I like, who is helming an idea that I think has promise and potential, tackling issues that I think are worth talking about in a way that sounds like it's going to be entertaining. Why am I nervous? Well, I'm nervous because I'm getting flashbacks to after Man of Steel happened, and then we had the announcement not only for Batman v Superman and Justice League, but a whole slate of films that were supposed to happen after that, and a timeline for them. So, if people remember back, we were supposed to get Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash was supposed to have happened by now. We should have been having a Cyborg movie by now. Green Lantern was supposed to be a thing that was going to happen. I am nervous watching Warner Brothers and DC start to bank too much on something that's not a thing yet. Look, I have a lot of confidence in James Gunn, but this movie isn't out yet. And he hasn't done anything in the DC universe yet you are already going to have filmed a spin-off before the thing even before the movie that it's spinning off from even comes out. I'm not saying that might not work. It very well might. And if it does, they're going to look brilliant because almost immediately after the film's out, they can go, hey, come check out this series that we've already done. And that might be great. But the thing is, last time Warner Brothers did that, it had to do with the fact that they had shot very large swaths of Justice League before Batman v Superman came out. And they realized how many people didn't want this version of these characters. And it started some immediate retooling. I mean, originally Justice League, even setting aside the Joss Whedon coming in and all of that, originally it was supposed to be 2 films. And they crammed it down to 1 once they realized that, oh God, people are not taking to this the way we want them to. But they were already committed to something. And Justice League became what it is. But I'm just getting deja vu to too much planning on things that haven't been proven to work yet. Because I know I always sound like a Marvel fanboy when I do this, but I have to compare what DC's doing to what Marvel does, because what the heck else am I going to compare it to? But Marvel certainly made a lot of plans early on, but they were all separate and not necessarily intertwined when they started, which was why they were able to do things like disregard a lot of what happened in The Incredible Hulk and not follow up on it, because that one didn't do as well. But it wasn't until they knew they had a formula that was working and they had proven hits behind them that they started really gearing up for the stuff that they had to plan way in advance, like Infinity War and Endgame, and constructing the other films to work around and with that. They knew they had something that worked before they did that. DC leapt into a lot of very big plans on the assumption that Batman v Superman was going to be a huge hit and everyone would love it. And when they didn't, they were stuck with plans that were already too far in motion to just stop, and had to try and fix it, redirect the track while laying it down, and the train's still coming. Did that metaphor make sense? I don't know. So, as much as I love James Gunn, I feel like I'm watching Warner Brothers do the exact same thing again. And I'm only going to be slightly less nervous just because it's a filmmaker who I like more than Zack Snyder. The behavior of the studio is the same behavior. They've just gotten somebody else this time. And also, to be fair, James Gunn isn't attached to as much, as many, and as far-reaching with the implications of anything he does as Snyder was. But I'm still getting deja vu vibes off this. So I'm intrigued by the concept. I really hope it works. But Warner's, DC, don't get cocky. Please, last time you got cocky, it went really, really, really bad. And I didn't enjoy seeing it. And I don't want to have to do that again. What are your thoughts on any of this? Whatever they are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Like, share, subscribe. I have a Patreon, etc., etc., etc. You know the stuff. But no pressure either, because we take a relaxed attitude around here. So just come on back next time you need a break.